Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. If you saw my last video, I managed to get this 68 LeMans started for the first time in 23 years, which means if it sat that long, I got to figure out a way to get it to stop. So that means I've got to deal with drum brakes. That's something I've never done before, so let's get to it. In order for me to even try to drive this thing around, I'm going to need some brakes. So I'm going to shift my attention to replacing this master cylinder. I have, obviously you can see it's wet. I've been spraying this over and over again pretty much every day for a couple of days now. Hopefully I can get these to come off. Then I can switch out the master, see if my wheel cylinders are in decent shape. And if they are, if not, I can change those, but if they're not, or if they are, see if I can drive this thing around a little bit. So yeah, for now, let's go ahead and get this off. So the first thing I want to try to do is see if I can get these loose. I never have any luck with anything like this, so like I said, I've been spraying it with the PB Blaster a couple of days in a row now. Got a sort of box 10 wrench. I'm going to see if I can get this to go back and forth a little bit so I don't strip it. Oh, look at that. I can't imagine I got that lucky. Yeah, all right. Can I be 2 for 2? Yes! All right. Got them both off. I've not always had great luck with getting these loose without breaking them, stripping them, doing something. All right, so cool. Got this loose. I'm gonna see if I can get these brake lines free, and then I'm gonna get that master cylinder off. So much room to work with. Ah, come on. Nope, that's actually all there is. I thought all 4 of these were connected. It's actually just this. But plunger does seem to be connected in there. Cool. How can I get this free? There we go. Alright, I wasn't sure if I was going to break something or not, so I figured just brute force tear it up, because I knew I couldn't take it off from the inside. It's basically attached up there with the brake pedal, and yeah, I guess that's all I needed to do is just yank it out. So there we go. One master cylinder. I guess I'm just going to be pressing the new one back on, and then that just fits there. And this will push into the new master cylinder. Okay. And then that just gets held back by the bolts. Gotcha. Alright. First time ever doing this on this car, so learning something new every day. Okay, we got some goodies from Rock Auto. Adult size bubble wrap. And And we've got our new master cylinder. I also picked up, apparently it's been opened before, 4 new brake lines. I'm hoping this one only has 1. And I should also have 4 new wheel cylinders. Oh, okay. Apparently, they just decided to send me 2. But it looks like I've got all 4 of the wheel cylinders too. I may not need all 4, but I wanted to get 4 brake lines and 4 of the wheel cylinders, because I'm sure once I put the new master on there and I start to put pressure on there, those could pop. But at least I've apparently got enough to do the 2 hoses. I'm not sure why they didn't send the other 2. I will have to check my order. Wheel cylinder Rio, front left, front right, brake hose 2. Yeah, I just have 2 on here. Oh well, I need to order 2 more brake hoses just in case. But let's go ahead and get this master on. And of course, in the walk before you can run category, I probably should bleed this. It's called bench bleeding. Some people say you don't need to do it. You can actually put it on the car and bleed it there, but I'm going to try to give it a bench bleed for the first time. I've never done it before. I've actually installed a master cylinder before on my 85 C10, but I'm going to try to actually bleed it on the bench first. Picked up a little $10 kit from Amazon that can help me basically pump it and get as much of the air bubbles out as I can before I put this thing on. So maybe save myself a little bit of trouble that way. Not sure how well this is going to work. These little plastic fittings on this one did not go in very well. This one seemed to go in okay, but I'm going to give it a try. I have a feeling once I put some pressure on here, it's going to leak. But we'll see. Alright, got this side hooked up. Got this side hooked up. Grab a screwdriver. Alright. There we go, got some bubbles. It's not leaking, that's a good sign. And I know this is a really crappy vise because I don't actually have it attached, but haven't had a chance, and this was the only space I had. But I guess I gotta keep doing this until the bubbles go away. But yeah, it looks like it's starting to bench bleed a little bit. So when I get this done, drop it over on the car. So I've got the brake lines attached. All right. And hopefully there's no leaks. All right, new master cylinder is on. Just need to tighten these down. I think it's a 9/16. Good to go. Let's test the brake pedal. Ooh. You can hear it. There's a little tap. I'm not sure if you can hear that noise. It's connecting, but I have a feeling that the brake lines are so locked up that I'm going to need to replace the hoses on both sides and probably the back, because it could be that it's let brake fluid in and locked it up. All right, got the wheel jacked up. Let's go ahead and get the other side. See if we can loosen it up a little bit. Looks like the pad is moving too. I've never had this off, so I know it's been on here for at least 30 years. There we go. Wow. Those do not look terrible. There's no real rust in there. I think those actually might be pretty good. And these are not horrible either. They're not super low. This side's a little lower than this side, but maybe I can get by with just trying to change that wheel cylinder out, this brake hose, bleeding it, and seeing what it does. Clean this up a little bit. Yeah, let's see what happens. Alright, I got this brake line to break free. Alright, now I'm losing too much fluid. Now let's see if I can get the other side off. Alright, so I've got the brake line off. I'm just starting to strip this nut here though. This one is just not coming off. So I may end up having to get this small brake line here. I do have the wheel cylinder disconnected. Alright, so I managed to take off this one spring that was here, give me some room from the brake drum, and then I was able to take out the wheel cylinder. So that's one done, and let's see if I can get the other one on there. So inline tube hooked me up with replacements for these short brake lines that go from the hose to the back of the wheel cylinder. So let's see if I can get these hooked up without stripping or messing this up somehow. So my new wheel cylinder, basically I'm pretty sure I've got the right side. This is supposed to be the driver's left, or the left hand side front. Looks like it matches pretty well. That keeps this part up. Actually, it wouldn't really matter, I guess, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this off just in case, so I can fit everything in there and then put it back in. And got the new line. And where'd my hose go? Yeah. New line, new brake hose, new wheel cylinder. Let's see if I can make this work. Well, that was a bit of a battle, but I had to take this spring off in order to get these two little pistons back in that go into each of the shoes. So yeah, and then I got this back on. The only problem is I've got no room. I mean, there's like not much of a gap between here and this arm to tighten this down much, and there's not much room back here to even loosen up the bleeder screw. There's just no room at all to work back here. So this is going to be a challenge. I got it together. New hose into the new hard brake line into the new wheel cylinder, and I've got everything pretty much all hooked back up. My first time ever working with manual brakes, or my first time ever working with drum brakes. So we'll see. Gonna do the other side now and maybe test it to see how well it's doing on just the front brakes. Because this sucks. I don't want to have to do drum brakes ever again, but I'm sure I will. And I've got this side done. New brake line, new wheel cylinder, rotor looks in, or the drum looks in really good shape. So yeah, I think I'm good to go. Got everything tightened up that I think I needed to tighten back up, so I just need to check to see if I've got any leaks with this new master cylinder. So yeah, that was fun. I might even test it before I start on the rear wheels. So I've got the brake fluid added in, and let's check our brake pedal. Before it was completely stuck. Alright, it actually moves now. Certainly there's nothing there to grab. I still have to bleed everything, but this is the first time since I've been working on this car that the brake pedal has actually moved. So I'm getting good resistance from the new master cylinder. Just got to get everything bled. So I'm going to try to bleed my brakes. Did apply some pressure. Got no leaks at the wheel cylinder, nothing on the line. So I'm going to see if I can go ahead and bleed this, starting with the passenger rear. And then I'll go over to the passenger, or the driver rear, then go over to the other passenger front, and then finish with the driver front. Okay, so I think I've got them all bled, and push on the brake, and it's coming out. Let go. It's going back in. This one's not returning as fast. I may need to replace these springs. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get this wheel stud on. It's a good thing I actually took the broken one with me, because that has a much bigger base than the stock one has. So it looks like maybe at some point somebody drilled just the ones up in the front out, because these studs are actually newer than the ones in the rear. So if you ever have broken parts, take them with you to make sure it's the right size. So luckily I don't have to do anything too crazy to get this through on this side. And got my washers, and I'll see if I can't snug this lug nut on here and pull this through. Alright, let's give it a whirl. Let's see how we did. Still got a ways to go. There we go. Nice and tight. Just when I thought I was done, I realized I did something wrong here because this won't turn at all. So I'm going to jump back in here and see what's going on. I have a feeling it's not pulling together like it should, because I had a tough time just getting this on. It shouldn't have been that hard to get back on, and it doesn't turn at all. So I need to go back in here and play around a little bit and see what I messed up. Well, that was a battle royale. Glad I didn't film that because it took me about an hour to get this drum off. What happened, I think, is that the shoes had gone out, gotten completely stuck. The only way for me to get it off, I couldn't even move it. I actually ended up breaking off the two little pins that hold on the springs that basically hold the brake shoes into the assembly, and broke it off just enough to bend the pads, which were semi-usable, but now they're bent and broken. So I guess I'm going to wrap this video up here now. Got to decide what I want to do. I don't know if I want to keep sinking more money into drum brakes. At best, I think I might just need to get a new set of shoes and gonna clean this up, hopefully make it work. Got a new spring package that I was gonna put on here, and see if I can still make it happen. I was trying not to spend a bunch of money, but at this point I'm so sick of drum brakes that I'm thinking of just getting one of the kits and converting this over to discs. Thanks very much for tuning in. Like I said, gonna wrap it up here. I'll have a part 2 next time around. But it's been 2 weeks of working on this and ordering parts and waiting for parts, working on it, waiting for more parts, going to get more parts. Thanks very much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.